This rather lengthy presentation is about how I'm going to grade your papers. It's all really great stuff, so make sure that you hang in there all the way until the end. So you turn in your paper looking like this, but you get it back looking like this. What do those comments mean? And most importantly, what does the grade mean at the bottom? When you get a grade of A, B, C, D, or F, you may be wondering what each of those letter grades actually means. First up is a C. What exactly does a C mean when you see it on your paper? The C paper satisfactorily or competently meets all of the requirements of the assignment and responds to the assignment in a satisfactory, focused, and organized way, but it lacks intellectual rigor. It includes a clearly recognizable introduction, thesis, body that supports the thesis, and conclusion, but the organization of the material may be weak, or the development and/or strength of the support for the thesis is only adequate, weak, or commonplace. There will be few mechanical errors, for satisfactory or competent denotes an understanding and ability to write in standard American English. Stylistically, the C paper may have a weak opening paragraph, a perfunctory conclusion, strained transitions, or choppy and monotonous sentence patterns, or diction marred by repetition, redundancy, and imprecision. Occasionally, a paper may rate an A or B in content, but receive a C because of errors of form. Just as often, a paper may be relatively correct in form, but its content may be uninspired or thin, thus warranting a grade of no higher than a C. Okay, I know no one wants a D paper, but listen very carefully to what a D paper would entail. A D paper is largely faulty, often because of errors of form or mechanics, but it does not warrant complete disregard. It may contain little or no content. It may simply restate arbitrarily selected material from sources, or it may lack cohesive organization. It does, however, have some saving graces, a spark of originality, some mastery of sentence skills, or a relative grasp of organization. An essay that contains errors in grammar and mechanics which impede the sense of the sentences is never higher than a D, and that's why grammar is very, very important. Now, if you don't want a D, I know you don't want an F, so listen very carefully to what constitutes an F paper so we can avoid it. An F paper may have superficial treatment of the subject, its theme may lack discernible organization, its prose may be garbled, or may lack clarity or style. Mechanical errors are frequent. A paper that is too short or otherwise does not meet the stipulations of the assignment will receive an F. In short, the ideas, organization, and style of the paper fall far short of acceptable college writing. And keep in mind that word count is something that is factored in, so make sure that you are writing the minimum number of words as well. Okay, now that we have the scary grades out of the way, let's get to the grades that we want. First up is a B. The B paper possesses the same basic parts as a C paper, but it is significantly more competent. Besides being almost free of mechanical errors, the B paper delivers substantial information, that is, substantial in both quantity and relevance. Its specific points are logically ordered, well-developed, and unified around a clear organizing principle that is apparent early in the paper. It has positive value that goes beyond the avoidance of error, but it lacks one or more qualities that would bring it close to perfection. It may develop an idea fully and accurately, but lack elements of originality. It may have all the qualities of an A paper except naturalness of organization, or it may be marred by improper form, inappropriate style, or occasional obscurity. Stylistically, the opening paragraph draws the reader in, while the closing paragraph is both conclusive and thematically related to the opening. The transitions between paragraphs are, for the most part, smooth. The sentence structures are varied. The diction is more concise and precise than that of a C paper. In general, a B paper offers substantial information, shows a mastery of grammar and mechanics, and has few distractions. And now to the grade that everybody wants, the A paper. The A paper is written far above the minimum standards outlined for the assignment. It includes all the positive qualities of the B paper listed above. In addition, it displays originality, imagination, vitality, and a personal voice for the author. However, the principal characteristic of the A paper is its rich content and analysis. The quality, quantity, clarity, and density of the information delivered are such that the reader feels significantly taught by the author, sentence after sentence, paragraph after paragraph. The A paper is also marked by a stylistic finesse. The title and the opening are engaging. The transitions are artful. The phrasing is tight, fresh, and specific. The tone enhances the purpose of the paper. The A paper, because of its careful organization and development, imparts a feeling of wholeness and clarity. There are other factors that go into your grade other than what we've just talked about, and one of them is late work. My late work policy is it just won't be accepted. Only your instructor can give assignment extensions, and she almost never does. And I know what you're thinking. Well, she'll have to give me an extension if something happens to my computer or if I lose my jump drive. And if that is what you were thinking, you would be mistaken. The only time that I allow late work is when our learning management system goes down. I like the Boy Scout motto, and I like to add a little bit to it. Always be prepared and always have a backup. Don't wait until the last minute to get your work in. Late work won't be accepted, but I certainly accept early work. Turn it in early, and then you won't have to worry about missed deadlines. Now that I've talked about individual grades, let's talk about how I'm actually going to grade your specific assignment. When you turn in your paper, it looks like this, but when you get it back, it looks like this. Things are highlighted, there are comments on the side. What does it all mean? I'm going to show you how I highlight and insert comments directly into your paper so that you guys can actually email each other your papers and do the same thing to help proofread. The first thing that I do is I highlight the piece of text that I want to make a comment about. Then I go to the Review tab at the top. After I have selected the text, on the Review tab, I can click on Insert Comment. Once you do that, a box appears on the right-hand side of the page connected to the text I highlighted by a line. Then I can type any comment that I want to in the box. I can even bold and highlight for special emphasis. Notice that this comment box is an informative one. It simply states the color code system that I use to mark grammatical mistakes and MLA formatting mistakes, among others. But let's say you have a lot of highlighted text and you have a lot of comment boxes. How do you know which comment box goes for which specific piece of highlighted text? All you have to do is actually click on the specific comment box, and you'll notice that it becomes a darker shade of pink, and all of the text that it was talking about also becomes a darker shade of pink. That's how you know which comment box is talking about which piece of text. Even the lines leading to the comment box become solid rather than dotted. In some of the comment boxes, I'll tell you how to do something specific, like this one for how to do an in-text citation according to MLA format. The huge comment box at the end tells you how your grade is divided up by percentages. MLA format is 10% of your grade for each paper. Content and structure together make up 50% of the grade for each paper, and grammar is 40%. Grammar is very, very important. At the very bottom, you'll see the number of points you scored out of 100 for this paper and the letter grade. And if you thought highlighting grammatical mistakes in yellow or MLA formats in green and insert comments was all, you'd be mistaken, because we also have track changes. You turn on track changes on the Review tab by selecting the track changes icon. If you are proofreading a paper for someone and you make changes in their document, they may not know what changes you have made, but with track changes, it highlights any change in red. I will use track changes to put end comments at the very end of your paper, and they will be highlighted in red and underlined. If for any reason you can't see the comments on the side of the page or any changes through track changes, they may be turned off on your computer, so you'll have to go up in the Review tab to turn these comments and features on. You may see comments like the ones listed on your screen now, where under MLA, content, or grammar I'll explain specific things, or you may see a paragraph, but either way, it's through the insert comments and track changes at the end of your paper that I communicate to you directly through your paper. Now that we've talked about what the different letter grades mean and insert comments, highlighting, and track changes, let's talk about the requirements for this course. In order to pass this class, here's what you're going to need to do. compose and revise 5 major essays, compose and revise 4 timed essays, compose a 1,500-word research paper, complete all other assignments including quizzes, assignments from the textbook, or writing drills, and participate in discussion posts. For 40% of your grade, you're going to be writing and revising 5 major essays. Half of the grade is going to be from the first draft. The other half will come from the revision, so be sure to take revision very seriously because students learn how to write by revising. 30% of your grade will come from the research paper. We'll talk more about this later in the semester. 10% of your grade will come from timed essays. And a further 10% of your grade will come from the discussion post. Now, due to a glitch in the eLearn system, I'm not able to give individual grades for the discussion post. It's going to come as one big grade at the very end of the semester, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't keep up with them all semester long. The grading will be on a 100-point scale. So 90% to 100% will be an A, 80% to 89% will be a B, 70 to 79% will be a C, 60 to 69% will be a D, and anything that's 59% or lower will be a failing grade. No one is an island, which means no one's in it by themselves. Everyone in the class is in the same boat that you are, so why not ask for help? Use insert comments and track changes and help each other out by proofreading each other's work.